already know this is Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Lobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Maldito Borracho. Dímelo, mi gente. Ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez, y'all already know the cash cow, pound for pound, numero uno, walking Hall of Famer, has added more to his trophy box. WBO super middleweight title. He already beat Billy Joe Saunders, retired him, made him quit. I don't know what's gonna happen to Billy Joe Saunders, but I hope my prayers go out to him that he get back well soon, get back to the ring, and do what he loves to do. You know, not everybody could win. Not everybody could win, but these are modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. So let's keep the disrespect to a minimum when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders. You know, I know he talk a lot of trash, but it is part of the game. It's part of the game to talk a lot of trash. It's part of the game to call somebody out. And I understand that Canelo Alvarez is one more belt away to become super middleweight undisputed. The IBF. Kalen Plant, is he ready for Canelo Alvarez? I don't know. I think he is, but I don't know if his business handlers are. That's another story, ladies and gentlemen. But there's another man that was calling him out. There's another man that his name was trending yesterday after the fight, and that was Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, the WBO middleweight champion of the world. Yes, the same man that Canelo Alvarez could have fought to become the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. And y'all already know the middleweight division is a prestige, one of the most prestige divisions in the sport of boxing. You know, the heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight, lightweight. The middleweight division is a prestige division in the sport of boxing. And Canelo Alvarez was one belt away, just like he's one belt away in the super middleweight. He was one belt away to attaining the undisputed at 160. Who was the man that was standing in the way? Demetrius Andrade. And there's a lot of people out there that was, you know, they felt like Demetrius Andrade was disrespecting Canelo Alvarez. You already know it was a great win. Texas, Dallas, 70,000 plus. And of course, it was a celebration of Canelo Alvarez. But he's not the only one in boxing. He is the king. He is the king, no doubt about it. Do anybody even see Canelo Alvarez losing to anybody? I won't debate that either. I won't debate that. I think Canelo Alvarez got everybody's number right now. In my opinion, he's somebody I will not bet against. And I hope you do not bet against Canelo Alvarez. Not while he's seasoned. Not while he fought 3 times in the span of 5 months. And you already know he's going to fight in September as well. He is the most seasoned fighter right now. But a lot of people, in my opinion, it's being a little unfair to the Demetrius Andrade in this sense. Now, if you follow the channel, I'm not this person that gonna be like, oh yo, I'm not just saying that because I like Demetrius Andrade. Everybody know that's follow the channel. I am a fan of Boo Boo Andrade. Been a fan of Boo Boo Andrade ever since the Olympics, ever since the amateur days when he was the number one, when it was the 07-08 class, when Keith Thurman and Charles Hatley, the Charlo brothers, Mikey Garcia, Bud Crawford, Danny Garcia, Deontay Wilder, Usyk, Sean Porter. That was my favorite class. And the guy that was leading in that class in America was Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Now, I understand a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of fickle, kind of the way that the business decision he has made in his career, and I'm one of them. I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on with Demetrius Andrade and Gary Russell Jr.? At this point, they're supposed to be some type of pound for pound, in my opinion. You know? So I keep it consistent, unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. But where I disagree with the people is why is Demetrius Andrade calling out Canelo Alvarez? He should be calling out Charlo. He should be calling out Triple G. He should be, and I understand that. I want them to carve their own lane in the middleweight division. I want to see Demetrius Andrade and Charlo. He called them out. He ain't getting the fight. What about Triple G? He stepped inside a ring to call him out. He ain't getting the fight. He's calling out Canelo Alvarez. He ain't getting the fight. Let's not forget that time in the middleweight division, when Canelo Alvarez was going to face Sergey Derevyanchenko, that fell apart. Canelo Alvarez wanted to become undisputed. But y'all got to remember this, that Golden Boy Promotions, they filed the extension, the 30-day extension too late. So they stripped Canelo Alvarez from the IBF. And that right there is when the little drama with Golden Boy Canelo Alvarez actually started. But they got him to another division, the 175, and they got him the Kovalev fight, which propelled him to become a 3-division world champion. But that doesn't mean Demetrius Andrade, who had a chance, an opportunity to also fight for the middleweight undisputed, he's going to be upset. He's not going to let that go. And I know you, if you was in a position, wouldn't let that go. Y'all already know in the sport of boxing, you got to bark to get what you want. And look, I know a lot of people, when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, they put it on Boo Boo. They put it on Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade, let's not forget he signed with Eddie Hearn. Let's not forget he signed with the Zone. In my estimation, Canelo is in the Zone. In my estimation, Triple G is in the Zone. It is no way why a prestige promoter like Eddie Hearn haven't got Demetrius Andrade into those type of fights. That was supposed to be a gimme. Him and Billy Joe Saunders fell apart. Why? Because Billy Joe Saunders, who had a chance of Canelo Alvarez, in which, in my opinion, damn, how he tested positive for steroids, or whatever PEDs that he get the crack at Canelo Alvarez. In the end of the day, yes, he was a position. Canelo Alvarez wanted to become super middleweight undisputed in the world, but he also wanted to become a middleweight undisputed in the world as well. Now, for the people that says Demetrius Andrade haven't fought nobody, Demetrius Andrade, look at his resume. Who has he fought? Zaleski? Who the hell has he fought? Hey, if that somebody doesn't want to fight you, then you won't have that somebody in your resume. That doesn't mean Demetrius Andrade is not going out there, out his way, buying his flight so he could go into that position and say, yo, my man, would you fight me? Now, I'm going to correlate that and translate that to our personal lives. Now, we all know, some of us, we may have a talent, we may have a gift, but sometimes we need somebody to meet us in the middle. We need that opportunity. We need that person that got the power to make our dreams come true or open the doors for us. That is Canelo Alvarez. That might be Charlo. That might be Triple G. In the end of the day, in the middleweight division, they should be fighting each other. In the middleweight division, they should be each other. We should see Boo Boo, and we shouldn't give a pass for Charlo to tell Boo Boo that he haven't fought nobody and he ain't nobody. Because at the end of the day, if you want to full unify the title, you don't got to look at Demetrius Andrade. Just look at the WBO, and that's a unification bout. Charlo, Triple G, that's a unification bout right there with Demetrius Andrade. Charlo and Triple G, that's a unification bout. We are landing in a spot in the sport of boxing when these guys are telling us, not even indirectly, but directly, that the belts don't mean shit. And that's what it is. For Canelo, it means something. What about the other guys? I am tired of people saying, Demetrius haven't fought nobody. Demetrius haven't fought nobody. You know why? Because that somebody don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. Whether you like him or not, those are the facts. Now forget about feelings. Let's go by the facts. If you want Demetrius Andrade to fight somebody, we have to put the pressure as boxing fans to tell that somebody to fight Demetrius Andrade, because we know he's going to the press conferences whether you like it or not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Let's be unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. And I gotta say unbiasedly, logically, and objectively, because there's a lot of people out there that likes to criticize other YouTubers, other independent media for being biased. So it don't matter if Canelo Alvarez, which is the king of boxing pound for pound, I'm a hardcore boxing fan, praise what Canelo Alvarez is doing. I would not criticize Canelo Alvarez. He should not get criticized, because he is doing the opposite. He is doing the opposite of what the fans of boxing are frustrated about. Yet, for people to come on and say, Demetrius Andrade ain't fighting nobody, but you would not see with our own eyes that he is trying to go out there to fight somebody. Yes, in the past, he let fights go, but we in the now. We in the now. Let the past go. Just like you want your ex to let the shit that you done to her when you cheated on her, she caught you, right? And you want her to forget about the past. How about y'all forget about Demetrius Andrade not getting the fights and stuff like that because he wanted more money? At the end of the day, a lot of fighters do that. Now he's in precision. Now, I will understand if Demetrius Andrade is not in precision, if he ain't had no title. Now, of course, I'm talking about the middleweight division. Canelo Alvarez don't have to look at Demetrius Andrade. Canelo Alvarez has to look at Caleb Plant. I'm not saying that he's not supposed to look at Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant is the next. That's the next. But if he cannot get Caleb Plant and the business handlers of Caleb Plant is playing dirty, it is up to Eddie Hearn, who has gotten a pass when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. Now, Eddie Hearn, a prestige promoter, but Eddie Hearn as well did not bring us Amir Khan and Kell Brook, did not bring us Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And still, we are waiting on the date, Eddie Hearn and Bobby Arim and Frank Warren on the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. In the end of the day, he is a prestige promoter, but yet, what is he doing with Demetrius Andrade? And why is Demetrius Andrade solely his fault for not getting the fight that he deserved? He signed with the zone. He put himself in position, promotionally wise, and he put himself in position as a champion for somebody to actually want what he got. You might not want it. I know that Canelo Alvarez didn't want to hear him, but he want. Or I know he might have didn't want Smith. What Smith have done compared to everybody else, huh? But he wanted the belt. That he wanted Billy Joe Saunders. Like, I need Billy Joe Saunders. No, he wanted the belt. You think that Canelo Alvarez is desperate for Caleb Plant because it's Caleb Plant? No, because he wants the belt. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, Demetrius Andrade has put in position to get the Charlo fight, to get a Triple G fight. Why aren't they want to fight that and attain and become unified champion instead of everybody singing the same old damn tune? Demetrius Andrade hasn't fought nobody. He's not fighting nobody because that somebody don't want to fight him. Those are the facts, whether you like his style or not, whether you like him or not, whether you like his daddy or not. Those are the facts. We praise fighters who want to fight the best. But when Demetrius Andrade goes out there to the presser and wants to fight the king, you got a problem with Demetrius Andrade, but you want the fighters to strive for greatness, to fight for the best, what they call it when you like dare to be great, when he want to move up and dare to be great, but y'all want to stop Demetrius Andrade from doing so. Y'all contradicting yourself. Let's be hardcore boxing fans. Let's break down things unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Again, Canelo Alvarez is the king. I say the king and rey of boxeo. But that doesn't mean other people are not in position to get an opportunity of the king. He ain't no peasant. He is a champion. Now, are you as a fan going to hold that champion? He has responsibility. Are you going to give him credit as a champion, or are you going to say that he's nobody? Because if you say Demetrius Andrade is nobody, then you're saying as a fan that the champion is on nobody. Then where boxing goes. Come on, hardcore boxing fans. We expect that from the casuals. At the end of the day, Demetrius Andrade is in position to get the Charlos, Triple Gs, and maybe Charlo, and maybe Canelo if he can't get that fight with Caleb Plant. He's been in position for a long time, y'all. Doesn't mean you gotta like him, but we gotta respect that position. If we can't respect him as a champion and a guy that's holding the belt, then you as a fan saying that belt don't mean shit, that being a champion don't mean shit, and this is the reason why fighters moving away that you don't like in eggshells. We gotta stop contradicting ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. He is a champion, and he won his champion. Unlike others that they've been given a champion, then we can have a conversation with that. Anyway, this is Punch Run Boxing. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.